While we were waiting to see how many Afrikaners will leave and catch the chartered flight and head on over to the Washington, D.C., over there in America, where Donald Trump has facilitated a very smooth transition from South Africa to America, very limited paperwork. Only 49 people took the bait, but then came up the Omotoso, Timothy Omotoso NPA announcement, and that he's no longer arrested. He is back out on the street. So let's get into it. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and read this media statement from the NPA, and it says that the NPA is going to appeal Omotoso judgment. The NPA's Director of Public Prosecutions in the Eastern Cape, Mr. Barry Madola, has decided to appeal the judgment of the Eastern Cape Division of the High Court in Gqeberha, delivered by Judge Emma Schumann on the 2nd of April 2025, relating to the case against Timothy Omotoso and two others. Okay, so they're talking about the main trial. This decision follows a thorough consideration of the matter by an NPA internal team of experienced prosecutors, as well as a legal opinion sourced from senior counsel. The decision could not be rushed due to the complexity of the matter and the voluminous transcripts that needed to be interrogated. That's over 8 years worth of transcripts. Okay, if you thought Advocate Mnisi reading 60,000 pages was much, wait till they tell you how many. They're probably in the millions. Their pages are probably in the millions. Let's continue reading. It says the NPA takes the view that there are reasonable prospects of a successful appeal despite the complexities of the legal process. A convicted person may appeal a conviction on both facts and the law. However, the state can only appeal an acquittal judgment on a question of law as opposed to facts. Because, hello, you're the ones who are supposed to bring the facts. So you can't be talking about facts again. You failed in the first trial. So in an appeal, you can only talk about the law. Let me know if you get it. If not, I'll have to do a full video on that. And it says in terms of Section 319 of the Criminal Prosecutorial Act, and goes on to say the first step in this process is to request for the judge to clarify factual findings, aka how did you reach your decision, and explain better. The relevant papers in this regard were filed with the Register of the High Court in Gqeberha on Monday, 12 May. Once a clarification of the factual findings is received from the judge, the NPA's legal team will finalize the papers on the reservation of questions of law and file this application with the Registrar of the High Court. Even though Section 319 of the CPA, Criminal Procedure Act, does not prescribe the time frame for the filing of such papers, we undertake to file the application within a reasonable period to avoid any undue delay. I think as well this media statement was released so that there wasn't too much backlash from the public, because the public was already outside. Okay, it was a lot. Okay, you see it in the clip here as well. It says, in addition, the NPA is proceeding with the internal investigation into the conduct of the first team of prosecutors involved in this matter, which started in August 2024. Since the judgment, the scope of the investigation has been extended to include both prosecution teams with the view to identify, if necessary, disciplinary steps to be taken against persons involved. Okay. After the court's judgment, the NPA appointed additional officials to assist with the investigation due to its extended scope. The report from the investigation is expected in June 2025. While in our appeal, we maintain that the judge erred in certain of her findings, the Omotoso judgment has had a tragic impact on the victims involved and seriously dented confidence in the NPA and the justice system to address SGBV matters. Although this judgment has been a setback, it should not detract from the important support that the NPA and its partners provide victims of SGBV, including in the most complex of cases. Most importantly, it should not discourage victims from coming forward and accessing the services provided. The Tutuzela care centers are world-class multi-agency facilities that provide the most comprehensive support services to victims on their journey to becoming survivors. Thousands of victims are receiving such support from our country's 66 Tutuzela care centers, which we plan to expand significantly over the coming years. The NPA achieves a 77% conviction rate for the thousands of cases flowing through the Tutuzela care centers that are successfully prosecuted. The NPA has some of the most experienced SGBV prosecutors in the world who know how to win cases. Can you just win this one? You're just throwing numbers at us, you're throwing success rate, but what about this one? That's a distraction tactic and we're not falling for it. We want to understand what happened in this case, the Timothy Omotoso case. The NPA has some of the most experienced SGBV prosecutors in the world who know how to win cases while also protecting the interests of victims. This was demonstrated most recently by the team of Advocate Zelda Swanepoel and Advocate Aradan Haramam. You already know that's the Jocelyn Smith case. In getting a guilty conviction where the three accused, Buddha, Steffi, and the biological mother, Kelly Smith, have found guilty. They are now residents over there in Polesmore. And then as of the 23rd, we should be hearing some victim impact statements. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one. And someone in my comment section said some of the victim impact statements should come from Jocelyn Smith's classmates. And I thought, wow, that is so true. But let's continue listening on. Who, together with the SAPS investigation team, successfully prosecuted the case of trafficking in persons for purposes of exploitation and kidnapping relating to the little girl Jocelyn Smith in the Western Cape. Side note, you haven't found her though. How about that? How about we also successfully find her? And then it goes on to say another case involved the successful prosecution of a former police officer, Tembeletu Kehu, who has been sentenced to 20 years imprisonment for raping a 17-year-old victim of domestic violence inside the Compa police station in the Eastern Cape. Moreover, targeted interventions in respect of serial rapists and traffickers have ensured the successful prosecution of several serial rapists, such as S.V. Prince Temba Shongwe, convicted of 9 rapes and 4 murders of children between the ages of 11 and 16 years old in Mpumalanga. The successful prosecution of trafficking matters solidifies the accelerated efforts of the NPA and the SAPS, which resulted in South Africa being removed from the trafficking tier watch list in 2024. What? SGBV remains an unacceptable scourge in our country. This is a crisis that requires holistic and whole of society response to address. The NPA remains committed to providing victims of these crimes with support they need and the prosecutorial expertise required to ensure that perpetrators are held to account, says the NPA national spokesperson. Okay, great. But how about the fact that, Omotoso's out on the streets? A statement was released by the NPA confirming an appeal of Omotoso. We understand the appeal. What about him being arrested? What about that? It's a little bit concerning what is happening, but I wanted to bring you guys up to speed on this. And then it's definitely a developing story. We'll be back with more updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. You already know, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching from outside the club, please consider subscribing. It will help our channel grow. We're growing, okay? We're growing. Road to 5,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload. Bye.